What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car, Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting, and Earl Ramey Racing Engines. What is up, guys? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all?
We got somebody else on here gonna hang out with us today. Who may it be?
Who it is?
I'm Melissa. Nice to be on again, guys.
Exactly. That's right. We appreciate you coming on with us.
Our new pit / special event reporter.
Yeah,
Melissa Scarpatti. What you been up to?
Well, just living and breathing racing, I guess.
Living and breathing racing.
And cutting a little hair in between.
Otherwise, I'm doing that every day. But other than that, if we're not racing, it's raining, and that's never a good day.
No, that's not fun.
Well, Sterling had to go get a perm before we came here.
Yeah, I got my
hair
hair
a little bit late, so
I guess a lot of people have the same idea that I do. On Sundays after church, go get your hair cut. It won't be crowded. Yeah, it was crowded.
That's why Melissa didn't open on Sundays.
Yeah. Sport Clips has got it going on.
You can't open on Sundays. That's why. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing down there then? What are you getting, a perm with a freaking, the whole do?
I get everything. I get the whole. I get shampoo. I get a massage. It's the whole thing.
He's getting his tips done and all, frosted tips with his perm.
A mullet going on.
I get a whole. Yeah, I get a whole 2 on the top and a 1 on the side. So it's pretty easy for me. Yeah.
I've been trying to talk my son Landon into getting a mullet. He won't do it.
Everybody else does it around here.
I was just like, just one time. Just do it. Just one time. I can't stand my hair being long, so I can't do it. So
how can you not stare your hair being long, but your beard is all long? I'm confused.
That's different. It's not on top of my head. Heat leaves from my head. I need it to leave.
That would be more aggravating to me than on my head.
No, that don't bother me.
Oh, okay.
No, that's good. It's good. And my hair and my beard's a different color from each other, so
Yeah, that's odd. I don't understand that.
Well, it happens.
You need to put some frosty tips in it.
I need some of that just for men.
Melissa could hook you up with that.
I could.
Hey, Melissa, I don't know if you've heard of this, but I bought today some leave-in. I think it was called leave-in or something other conditioner. Now, I've never really used conditioner, but I'm going to use it this time because it supposedly gets rid or it detects mosquitoes.
It repels.
It repels. That was the word I was looking for. It repels.
What's it do? Go off and start beeping when mosquitoes are coming around?
Yeah, let you know when they're close. So, yeah.
What are you getting? Freaking mosquito bites on your head?
Well, I mean, they just, down here is a little, they just be everywhere.
Awful. They're awful around here.
So anything I can do to help, I'm going to do. So I got some of that today, so we're going to try it out.
Oh, okay.
So you sell that at your salon?
Do I sell leave-in conditioner? Of course.
Does it repel mosquitoes?
I've never heard of that, so that's news to me.
Y'all don't have mosquitoes in New Jersey, do you? I don't think.
Yeah,
usually I would just go out in the garage and rub some brake cleaner on me or something, go in the parts washers.
Okay. Okay.
Does
that work?
That works too.
That Windex. I mean, everything works.
Windex.
They don't
God.
They're very funny. They don't like a lot of smells.
We've been watching My Big Fat Greek Wedding way too much. Just put some Windex on it.
Put some WD-40 in my hair and go to town. Let's go.
I got a zip. Put a Windex on it.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh, golly. Sterling, how your week been?
It's been good, man. It's been a little warm down here. It's been humid this past week for us, but yeah, Friday night, me and a buddy Cody, we went catfishing. Supposedly it'd be all night, and we didn't go all night because it kind of got dead there in the middle of the night. But we limited out on brim and did good there, and caught a handful of catfish. Caught Cody's biggest fish he's ever caught, 24-pound blue. So that was good. He enjoyed that, and we loaded up about 2 and headed home. So we got back about 3:30 Saturday morning. And did some yard work and went to Melissa. I don't know if these things are a deal up there where you're at, but
I don't know if they're a deal anywhere.
Well, we went to
apparently they are
motorcycle sound off competition?
Oh, no, I don't. Not that I know of. No.
Oh my Lord, dude! I'm telling you, it's insane. I think they're like 180, 190 decibels.
Yeah.
Bikes. I mean, ridiculous. One bike had 42 speakers on it.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It was insane.
Very much so. So yes, we did that, and went to church this morning, and here we are, and getting ready for softball next week. And I'm not sure what this muscle is. I think the back of your leg is called a hamstring, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the top of your leg, I don't know what that one's called, but that muscle, something happened last week playing.
I'm going to go as
softball.
more the inside of your leg.
Yeah, it's all bruised up and junk. But anyway, I think it's been kind of recovered. So we got 2 games next week, so I hope it does.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We're actually recording on a Sunday today because we have softball on Monday. So,
Yeah, that's true.
priorities.
Do what you got to do, man. Hey, you in AAA ball, you got to do what you got to do. You
AAA
got to
ball.
move around.
I might have to call AAA when I go to league because my
Probably will.
battery dead, but about the closest AAA we
I'm
getting.
going to call the ambulance next time I'm going to lay out there in the ground. But Melissa, how was your week?
My week was pretty busy. I worked all week, and what else? I'm trying to think what else we even did this week. Throughout the week, I mean, just worked and hung out at home, and worked on the car actually was all set up, ready to go, because we rained out last weekend, so it was already in the trailer. And then Saturday we just headed to the track around 3-4 o'clock, and
Cool. How far is the track from home?
about 45 minutes.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, that's not even. That's actually, there's only 2 dirt tracks in New Jersey left, and that's the furthest from me. Actually, New Egypt Speedway is only like 20 minutes from me, so they're both pretty close.
And what track was it you went to?
Bridgeport Speedway. It's in
Bridgeport,
Swedesboro, New Jersey. Yeah.
Sweet.
Fun.
When you say the regular work week, and we talked about it, everybody knows you own a hair salon, right?
Yeah.
So what does the whole week consist of? I mean, do you have clients, and how many do you do a week or a day, or how does that work out? I mean, I can know somebody because I know some people, like my mom will go get her hair cut, and she's in there for like 5 hours. So how does that work? You just do like 2 a day, or how does that work?
No, it's way more than 2 a day, but it depends. It could be, you could do, usually roughly I would say 8 to 15 a day, depending on what you're doing. But sometimes you could be, less busy, and that's fine. And so I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I'm off, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday I work.
Okay.
But sometimes I work on my days off. It just depends on what my schedule is. If I want to take off a day for racing or something, or just in general, I'll take a different day off. I'll work on my day off. I've worked on Sunday before, not that I like it, but I have done it this year.
No, we don't like that. But I did get my hair cut today, so I appreciate the hairstylists that's out there that do. But if you cannot work on Sunday, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah. Preacher was talking about that this morning. Don't be mad at somebody working on Sunday when you go into the restaurant and they fixed your food on Sunday.
Exactly. Don't be mad that they missed church because they just prepared your food. Okay.
Touche. Oh, well, mine was my week was uneventful, I guess you say. I was home alone most of the week. Kayla and the boys were down at the beach with my mom Tuesday through Thursday. So
What beach is that?
Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay, nice.
Myrtle Beach.
The most famous beach in America, Myrtle Beach.
Except I have never been there.
I can't believe that.
Trust me, you're not missing anything.
Well, I mean, if you...
Well, I don't know. If you guys never been to a Jersey beach, I'm missing a lot.
Well, see, it's different for us because we're used to it. I mean, but there's other people that come and absolutely love it. Come back every year from all over everywhere. But you definitely need to come. I mean, it's cool.
It's one of them things that's an hour from us, and so that was all we did when we were in high school. When we left town, we went to Myrtle Beach, and we stayed every weekend. So I mean, it's kind of I guess it just became home. I guess and it's just like, all right.
I feel like depending on what beach we go to, like there's so many in New Jersey. We have a lot of beaches. It's like an hour to 2 hours away. So I mean, there's so many, and there's so many I haven't even been to in New Jersey, let alone anywhere else.
I didn't know it took 2 hours to get anywhere in New Jersey.
Oh yeah,
I'm kind of confused.
Pretty big.
I'm kind of confused in New Jersey. Well, New Jersey, New York, in that area is kind of one little.
It's all one
thing. How far are you from New York City? That'll kind of give me an idea.
If I hop on a train, it's about an hour.
So you got a train?
Y'all got trains?
Can you see the buildings from your house or something? Great day. That's close. Dang.
Can't see the buildings, that's for sure. But yeah, I would say it's about an hour on train.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
All right, I don't know anything about a train. So how far is it by car?
Is that an Amtrak? Or, I mean, how fast?
I mean, now you got me wondering. I've never driven to New York City.
Oh my Lord!
Well, there's nowhere to park. I mean, like, where do you park?
Well, why would I drive to New York City when I could just take a? Because where are you going to park? And I could just take a train. It's an hour and 30 minutes. It says from me.
Oh, you Googled it.
Driving, so.
Depending on traffic, and that could go from an hour and 30 to 10 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's literally what it is right now, you know.
And then when you cross that bridge, it's gonna cost you like $17 to get in the city. So.
Yeah, and then where are you gonna park? Who wants to drive in that? You just take the train, hop off, and walk around.
I've had people ask me before, you want to go to New York? And I'm like, I hadn't lost anything there. No, I'm good.
I've been to Watertown, New York, which is nowhere near there.
You know where Lake City is?
It's nowhere near.
Nowhere near there.
Nowhere near there. And it looks totally different. It looks kind of like here. It's, I mean, just country roads and backwoods kind of Amish people. We don't have Amish people. But I'm just saying, just like they have that kind of stuff. Nothing like New York City, which I've never been to, but that's pretty cool. You're right there. So how fast does the train go? I want to know. That's pretty quick. I mean, obviously, hour and a half driving, but a train more or less goes in a straight line. We have Amtrak here. Is that kind of what you have there?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Cool. I'd like to do that sometime.
Can we race trains?
I mean, you can. I think if you in an Amtrak, you about the quickest train you going to get around here.
Some guy down in Lake City, actually, tried to race the train the other day with his four-wheeler. And
how'd that turn out?
Not too good.
Oh, my God.
Did he try to pass him?
Yeah, he tried to cross the tracks in front of him.
Oof.
He tried to run beside it and cross the track in front of him.
Yeah, there's no way
didn't
that
work out too well for him. They said they picked up multiple bags. We'll put it that way.
Ooh, yeah, that's bad. Hate it for that.
Anyway, well, Melissa's the only one's been to a track this week, so I guess we need to get into some racing. So,
I mean, not really. It's off week. It's Olympics, man. We got to talk about the Olympics too.
All right, they have racing on Olympics.
Can we talk about Olympics first?
We can talk about. Yeah, you go ahead. Talk about the Olympics.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it.
You've been watching them because it's kept you up every night.
It has. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I got home at 3:30 Friday night. And I was pretty tired. I mean, we went fishing in Watery, which is in Camden, which is close to Columbia. Am I helping you out, Melissa, at all? You don't know any of those places?
You know where Lake City is? It's nowhere near there. It's nowhere near there.
So we were about an hour from the house. So, that ride was fine until I got to Florence. Then it was like, oof, I got really tired all of a sudden. But we made it home. Got home, got a shower, and I got wide awake. Then got started watching archery in the Olympics. And obviously, I don't know exactly the time zone or time difference, but obviously in
Japan,
yeah, they all kind of saying.
You know where Lake City is? Nowhere near that either.
Obviously in Japan, it's daylight at 4:30 in the morning here. I think.
Obviously, pretty much on the other side of the world. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So they had the archery deal going on. Man, them bows that they use are like 6 foot tall. Have you ever seen them bows?
Big recurve bow, yeah.
They are insane. So that was pretty cool. I was watching that a little bit. And the women's soccer team lost their first game, which I was excited about. Then they won the next one, and I don't know. Softball's been going pretty good. I think they're getting the gold game tonight. And there's been a whole bunch of swimming going on, and I ain't figured out swimming yet. But I know that I couldn't do it because I was watching one the other night, like 12:30, and they were a 400 meter. It was girls out there. And I had to look up what 400 meters was because I kind of know, American or English
Imperial.
distance. That. And that's a quarter mile, Bo. swimming?
I'd be drowned.
Melissa, could you do that? Could you swim a quarter mile?
I mean, do you really think? I mean, I think I could. I mean, if you run a mile. I mean, if you run a mile around like a track, it's only one lap. It would be a quarter
this is
of a
true.
mile,
Look. If you catch me running, you better just follow real close.
Just come
That's
on.
all I can tell you. 'Cause there is something wrong.
Just like Cat Williams said, but they just run. They don't
Just
go back in
running.
there to see what happened. They just go.
Nah, just run.
Yeah, but that was pretty wild, man. That was some crazy stuff, and they try to. I think it's funny too. I mean, when these people just swim 10 miles an hour or a quarter mile, and they ain't even got out of the water yet, and they're trying to interview them. I'm like, they can't breathe, and you trying to talk to them.
They have been up underwater almost for a quarter mile.
They can't say a word hardly. But so anyway, yeah, that's going on. Olympics is a major deal. We watched some show horses today at Sport Clips. That was pretty cool. And so I don't know. Are you into the Olympics at all, Melissa?
I'm not.
Well, I'm really not
Sterling's the
either.
only one that's into it, apparently.
Well, I'm not. I really am not. I'm not. That's what's weird about it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really cool. At 1:00 in the morning, you can watch live TV. You kind of get hooked into it.
See, I'm a Winter Olympics fan myself because I love watching the bobsled stuff and
cool.
the skeleton races and all.
They were racing canoes or whatever they called it earlier. I watched that too. That was pretty cool.
I don't know.
That is what it is.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I guess nobody shared the Olympics with me, so thank y'all. Maybe somebody out there that's going to listen and
You're welcome.
key in on that. So, yeah. Okay, well, never mind. Melissa, how was your racing experience?
Oh,
If y'all want to talk to Sterling about Olympics, y'all just email us at
Yeah, let me know.
chickenbonealleypodcast@gmail.com and y'all can talk about it all y'all want.
oh God. Yeah, I mean, I was just down at Bridgeport Speedway. It's usually, I mean, honestly, me and my dad, we don't race for points. We just race kind of for fun, and whatever show we want to go to is which one we choose to go. Most likely it's been Bridgeport, just like the facility better. But New Egypt's close to home, and, you know, I grew up there, so I like going there too. I like going there mostly for like the big races though. Is usually when I go to New Egypt more. But Bridgeport was cool. It actually used to be a 5/8 mile, and I said that yesterday, but now it's like a 4/10 of a mile. It's got this banking. It's so different than it used to be, and it's crazy. So this is the first like full season that we're running this new track, basically. So it's so weird for the drivers to just get used to, and it's definitely a challenge, but it's really cool, and it's exciting racing now. I liked Bridgeport before, but it kind of reminds you of the old Syracuse up in New York, the big mile, you know, like it's long straightaways, and it's fast, but it's not very eventful, I guess I would say.
Right.
Like not a lot of wreck. Like, I mean, there's wrecks obviously in Syracuse, and at Bridgeport too, but it's just, I like racing at the 5/8 mile because you got comfortable. You could go 3 wide. You wouldn't touch anybody, you know, like it just was nice to come home with your equipment not touched.
Right.
But it wasn't really the best probably for most of the fans to watch and, you know, get to see slide jobs after slide jobs after slide jobs. Like it's honestly slide job city now. It's like insane.
Yeah, I was watching. I ain't gonna lie, I fell asleep. But I turned it on this morning and was watching replay.
On Flow?
Yeah, on Flow Racing. And yeah, them slide jobs back and forth for the lead on the closing laps are pretty sweet there.
I swear though, man. I mean, the smaller tracks definitely make for a lot better racing.
Oh yeah,
we got a track not too far from us, Melissa, in Fayetteville that was a big. It was half mile, wasn't it, or a little bit bigger.
They claimed it was half mile, but it was bigger
because
they cut a lot off of it. Now they say it's 4/10.
Yeah, I think it's and they cut it back to 4/10, like you say, and it's made for a whole lot better racing. So
yeah, they upped the banking, and everything,
especially for the smaller cars. I mean, you know, there were supers there every weekend. Okay, it might be one thing, but for the smaller, a little bit slower cars, it makes for a lot better racing.
Yeah. For show. So so what'd you think about the show last night?
So, I mean, we had a lot going on last night. Like I said, we had the USAC cars there. Alex Bright won that feature. There was a lot of slide jobs in that, between him and Briggs Danner and Mark Bittner. They were all just going nuts with it. But it was really good. Not a lot of cautions in that feature, a couple, like maybe 3. And then we had the Mid-Atlantic Sprint Car Series. They were there, and the guy that won, Kevin Nagy, he actually is leading points right now. He won the night before on Friday night at Big Diamond Speedway. Then today they're actually doing a 3-race showdown this weekend. So tonight they're racing at Bloomsburg in Pennsylvania. So that's pretty cool. He's been killing it. And then we have the Crate Sportsmen that run there weekly. Which is the division that I race and my dad races. And we'll say that my dad was doing really good. He did really good for the heat race. Well, we were doing really good for the heat race. We were, I think we started 4th and we were 3rd for a while. And then we were battling for 4th. And then he got it loose in the marbles and spun out. And then about 15 minutes later, somebody clobbered him. And as that happens, like it looked just body damage at first, and he ran the rest of the heat race, but, didn't qualify. And when he brought the car in the pits, we noticed that the header was all bended up and, we need a new one. You can't run it like that, it's just going to hurt the motor. So
just adds a little back pressure,
Yeah. So we loaded that up, and, that was what it was. And actually Steve Kemery is a good friend of mine, and, he was in our heat race. He actually won the heat race, and me and my dad, we went over and talked to him after and asked him how he was feeling. Like, my dad just felt so loose, and he's like, yeah, I was too. Like, I could have used an extra, 50 pounds inside weight. And my dad was like, all right, I just want to make sure, we're on the same page. We went out there with, basically the same thing, and I felt the exact same thing. But because my dad brought out the caution, Steve was able to make adjustments to his car under the yellow. So that was good for him. And then the feature for them guys, man, it was crazy. It was, Sammy Martz, he was leading, and, he's a young kid. I don't even know. I was talking to him last night, but I don't remember, how old he is, but he's young. And, he started 2nd, and he took the lead right away, and he's fast. He's leading points right now. And, it was 23 laps. He actually went through the flag stand, but there was a wreck, or actually a car blew up. So they, restarted at lap 23, and Steve actually started 12th in that feature, and he got all the way to 2nd. And, with 23 laps in out of 25, you think, oh, there's not going to be any more cautions or anything.
Yeah.
And, he was pretty far behind the leader, and then the restart happened, and it was cool. He got the battle for the lead, and he actually, took it over, and they were just doing slide jobs each corner. And Steve came on top, and that was pretty cool. And it was funny. He was talking in his victory lane speech, and he was saying how he likes it slick, and how he was like, it was funny. Me and Melissa were actually talking about it in the interview she did with me. And I was like, that's pretty cool. He called me out in victory lane. So that was kind of cool. Then we had street stocks and 4 cylinders too. I mean, there was a lot going on. A lot of racing.
They packed them in there.
We do. And we actually had modified big block modified hot laps, a couple hot laps in practice for them guys for Tuesday. But that was all that was going on last night. The track was pretty good. I mean, it was slick. It was just rubbered up. So
yeah,
it's always different. I feel like it depends what they do to the track, and but it's a cool facility, and I hope on Tuesday when I go, I mean, you guys can always tune in on Flow Racing. Bridgeport's on there every week, so that's kind of nice. But Tuesday night, they got the Super Series there. Brett Dale runs that series up north, and they go to different tracks every one. But they're at Bridgeport this Tuesday for the South Jersey Shootout, and we're gonna have big blocks, small blocks. They got 50 lap race, and then the Crate Sportsman's will be there for a 25 lap race. So I'll be there interviewing some guys on Tuesday. Try to get there while it's daylight still, because I didn't get to go over and do what I wanted to do to show everybody what Bridgeport is now and what it used to be, because it's actually the old grandstands are still in the back. So if I go to the back stretch and go back there, you'll be able to see where the track was. It's so crazy to see how far away it is now from the back stretch, what it used to be. But it's still the stands are still there. I mean, you can't see the track from there, but because they got the walls up and stuff. But just the facility they got like a little playground for the kids, and they I don't know if they still. I haven't. I wonder. I guess I haven't done it recently, but we used to line up for the big races. They would line up the cars on behind the grandstand sides, so all the fans could come down before the race and see all the drivers, and it was pretty cool. And then they would pull out from there and go on the track. But we haven't done it this year, I don't think, at all. But that was always a really fan based experience for them, and hopefully we do something like that again. But and then top 5 always go back behind the grandstands, and fans can come take pictures and sign autographs, and then they do tech right there too, so it's pretty cool. I will fan experience.
Yeah, I will say that I don't know. I feel like the Northeast Modified and the sprint car community and the tracks up your way, up north, have figured it out a whole lot better than the tracks down here down south. I don't know why it is that they feel like, I mean, we can get in the pits, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's always paying more to get in the pits or whatever, but even after the race, you can't go over there to where the cars are, where the drivers are down here, up there. And it's always with sprint cars, it's always been like that. After the races and stuff, they invite fans down to come, get autographs and hang out and check everything out. So I will say y'all have figured that out a whole lot better than we have down here in the South.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, New Egypt's different. They don't have they can't do that per se, where the fans can come right after each individual feature, the top 5 only. But then once everything has concluded, of course, the pits are open to everybody and you can walk in there. Pennsylvania, you can see. New Jersey is tricky though. New Jersey does have age rules,
right?
So you can't go in the pits unless you're 16. So you can't bring your kids in there. You can't pay for them to go in there. It's the law. But Pennsylvania, yeah, you can bring your kids at any age as long as you pay to get them in. But after the races, everybody can go into the pits. So it is pretty cool. New Jersey does have a lot of different state rules than most other tracks and other places, especially even too. I told Randy, because he likes to wear flip-flops, and I'm like, Randy, you can't wear flip-flops in Jersey.
What?
He's like, what? Yeah, no flip-flops in the pits. They don't even like you to wear shorts in the pits, but nobody ever listens to that rule.
I'm probably not going to make it to a race in New Jersey.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, Melissa. Not going to happen.
I mean, hey, I go to Pennsylvania, I go to New York, but you're not allowed to wear open-toe shoes. So I've always been used to going to the races with sneakers on. I always wear sneakers when I go to the races. I mean, too, if you're working on a car, I mean, you got to wear, you kind of want closed-toe shoes anyway.
I was about to say, well, hey, Brandon Overton can't go to.
No, Brandon Overton can't even race there.
That fool's in flip-flops all the time.
I think he gets out in the middle of practice and heat races and puts his flip-flops on.
No way, really?
Yeah, seriously. We had a guy get mad at us. We posted something on Facebook a while back about just picking around about Brandon wearing flip flops, and this dude got mad because Brandon was wearing flip flops. I'm like, why does that make?
Well, it makes sense now. Maybe he was from New Jersey.
Maybe he was from New Jersey. I don't know.
Do that.
Because he's like, I used to pull for him, but I can't stand somebody wearing flip flops in the pits and stuff. I'm like, what difference does that make? I'm just saying around these parts, you lucky if they're wearing a shirt, much less shoes.
Yeah, some of them you're glad they're wearing shirts.
I'm glad when all of them are wearing shirts most of the time, but there's a bunch of dudes around here. I mean, I'm pretty sure they pulled them out the woods and then they take them to a racetrack.
Wow, yeah. It's a little different up here, I guess, but because I mean, you go up north and like into New York and stuff, and I feel like people are like that a little bit, like more, but Jersey is so like. I mean, like, there's not that many racetracks either. We used to have a lot. We used to have East Windsor and Flemington, and those all closed up. And, one's homes now, one's shopping center. And it's sad. It's sad.
Maybe everybody just wanted to wear their flip-flops. And they was like, forget it, I can't wear flip-flops.
Yeah, probably. I know the one closed up because of they built like a development right by the track, which you know what you're moving into. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to hear noise and this and that. And then they just kept complaining. They finally just got rid of it,
Well, how about tell them people that's like that, how about stay up your way? Because they're starting to move down towards Myrtle Beach and stuff. And that's what happened to Myrtle Beach Speedway. Is Myrtle Beach Speedway has been there since, 1950? I think it's 50 or something like that.
Yeah, a long time.
And they built stuff around it, and the people started complaining about it, and they shut the track down.
Wow!
And they're tearing it up as we speak. Actually,
you know what? It's really hard nowadays. I feel like for these tracks because everything online, like there's so many negative comments, and just people are they're just trying to do their best, and we might not like everything that happens either, but the more you bash a track, the more attention you draw to all the negatives, the more likely they are to not be here anymore,
Yeah, and that was one thing I was going I will say about that is it's bad because you get one or two people on there just bashing and bashing and bashing, and it sounds horrible. But the problem is the other 3,000 people that love the track, they won't get on there and say anything positive about it. So yeah, it's like the one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. So if people would, equally get online, get on Facebook, get on Twitter, Instagram, Checker, whatever you want to get on, and talk good about the track, say positive stuff about the track. Those places love it, and they, when the one bad thing comes around, nobody pays it attention. When that one person wants to whine and complain, nobody pays that attention then. But when that's the only thing being said, everybody's like, oh, that must be what's going on. So, I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe the listeners should go out and, do a review on the track that they like the best.
Yeah, they do.
Put some positivity out there in the world,
Speaking of reviews,
ooh.
I got to rant real quick. You just brought this up. You just brought this up. Bad statement, Melissa. Somebody, if you're listening, I need you to call me at 1-800 I don't care.
Well, if you rant about it, that means you care. I'm just like
1-800 whatever. I'll put it that way. 1-800 whatever. Somebody went on Apple Podcast and left us a 1-star review. We have had nothing but 5-star reviews, and somebody just goes in there and leaves 1 star. They don't write anything. They just leave a 1-star review.
It happens. There's haters, man,
Haters.
It's okay.
Haters.
That's Randy said that. Randy goes, you realize you're going to have there's always going to be somebody that like says something. You got to, you got to be able to take it. I'm like, all right.
No, don't worry about that. I'm going to blame it on Melissa. That's what I'm going to do. We had all 5 stars till you started coming on there. Can I blame it on you?
You're blaming it on me?
I'd blame it on
messing with you.
You can blame it on me. It's fine.
It's your haters coming out. That's what it is. It's your haters.
Probably. Could be.
They're just jealous. That's all it is, man.
I don't have very many, but we do, it's hard. It's definitely like, for me, it's a little nerve wracking doing this a little bit, only because there is, I don't know. Have you ever heard of Billy Pouch?
Who? What?
Okay, never mind. But anyway, his daughter is really big into like, she does YouTubes and this and that. But
what's his daughter's name?
And Mandy Pouch.
Oh yeah. I've heard of her.
Okay.
Because somebody put something on. Somebody put something on our Facebook page about her comparing you to her, and I deleted it. Yeah, I deleted it.
And I'm like,
I banned them from the page too.
I'm not trying to be Mandy. Like, I love, like, you know, she's good. She does what she does. And, you know, I'm in the business of helping you guys out and expanding the sport. I'm not looking to do what Mandy does or be Mandy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm myself. I know who I am. And,
I bet that's who left a negative.
you know what I mean? Like, I just love racing. And, you know, if this gets me, you know, and more involved in it, I'm all for it. And
That's right.
You know, and that it is what it is. And, you know, but people are gonna throw those, you know, liners at you and, you know, try to compare people. And, you know, you just have to rise above it and know what you're doing, and you're doing it for a good reason. And, you know,
preach, girl,
like,
preach.
You know,
Amen.
Amen.
We still in church right now. We ain't
we
even
still
left.
in church.
We ain't even left yet. I love it, but that's awesome.
I bet that was him. I bet that was him that left us a 1-star
Probably
rating.
Oh, it probably was him. Who knows? I mean, I did message him on the side.
Oh, did you?
I did. I'm not gonna. Yeah, if it's the same person I'm thinking of, I did message him on the side, and I said, "Hey, look, like, I'm on vacation. Like, this is my first experience, and, you know, I'm just trying it out. Like, I'm down here having a good time." And he's like, "Oh no, it's okay. You know, just ask what people want to know." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm as like, and like, I don't know." He kind of said, like, they're famous. Like, you don't have to treat them like they're famous. Like, blah blah blah. And I'm like, listen, these guys are my friends. Like, I know these guys. Like, you know, like, down there when I was down in like South Carolina or whatever at the Gaffney, and you know, and I said, you know, that it is what it, you know, I want to ask different questions. I don't want to ask the same questions that everybody asks. Right. You know, they're, especially them guys, they're tired of, I'm sure they're tired of getting asked the same damn questions all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So to come up with something unique, it is hard. It is challenging to do that. But I was so mad because I actually made a list, like, I made a note, like, notes of questions to ask people last week before the races got canceled, and I lost them. And I have no idea where I put it. I thought it was in my bag. I have no idea. I still haven't found it.
See, at least you put it somewhere. I mess up. I put them on my phone. I'm like, I got to use my phone. Well, I can't see them.
I had it. So I had two phones. Like, I have a work phone and I have my regular phone because I don't like clients calling me in the middle of the freaking night.
Smart.
But, so when I was at the you know, the thing at the bar down in Gaffney, I had both my phones, so I recorded on my phone, and then I had the questions on my work phone. But I just felt like unprofessional looking at my phone. Like, I didn't want to, you know what I mean? Like, so I wrote everything down on, like, index cards, but I was pretty good because I wrote all those questions on the way down to the races because I couldn't find my previous ones. So that was okay. Like, and then it was good because it was fresh in my memory. I really didn't have to look at them.
Oh yeah.
So it was actually better, I think, that I kind of did it that day. So I kind of already knew what I wanted to ask them. So it's kind of more of like, you know, and once I do it more, I'm sure the questions will just come out of my head.
I'm glad you prepare for this stuff because Randy was.
I prepared for it today.
I figured you did.
When you texted me. And, like, even when I did the podcast last time, I'm like, I have to write down just, like, one-liners, like, stupid stuff, because I'll forget, you know, like, I'm like, oh, my God, who's racing? You know, who was that?
We used to. I don't even know what's going on right now.
I get to a racetrack, and I'm like, yeah. Randy asked me last week, he's like, you got some stuff ready to talk to him about? I'm like, sure. Sure, I'll think of something when I get up there to talk to him.
Well, Randy's actually really good at.
I know he is. He's awesome at it. He sends me questions all the time to ask people, and I'm like, I wouldn't have thought of that, Randy. That was good.
Yeah, he was sending me stuff when I was driving down to the bar. He was sending stuff. And I'm like, geez, Randy. And like some of them, like, Randy, I ain't not asking that.
Exactly.
I'm not asking that, Randy.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not asking them that.
Like, he wanted me to ask, we're going to bring up Chris Ferguson, but he wanted me to ask Chris Ferguson. He's like, you should ask him something about for all the Fergie lovers out there. Like, are you single? Are you dating? And I'm like, listen, if I ask him that, he's going to think I'm interested. I'm like, I can't ask. I'm a girl. I can't ask that. Like, I don't want to ask that.
Yeah, and if I ask it, that's going to be really weird.
It's going to get real weird.
Really weird. I ain't asking what kind of underwear he wears either.
I think so. We can't ask what kind of underwear he's wearing either. So.
Well, I did that.
We know. That's what we're saying. You can't ask that. We can't.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think it's like it's funny. I don't know why it's.
Well, maybe in 2021 we can ask that, but you
guys can ask that the next time.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, no,
I'm still not.
I'm good.
I'm out. But no, all in all, I think honestly, I mean, for that to be your first time doing that, going out there by yourself and getting in front of those guys, I mean, that's the cool thing about dirt races, really, is everybody's just regular dudes, but they talk to you, talk to us, talk to anybody, just regular talking. And I mean, that is cool for sure. And you talk about, past life experiences with Scott Bloomquist. I mean, there's all, you don't ever know what's going to come out of his mouth for sure.
Oh, you have no idea. And I got so many compliments on that interview, actually. I even had this one guy, he owns a part company up here for the racers up here called Metal Fab, and he's out of Pennington, New Jersey. And he's about an hour, probably half hour from me. And he goes to New Egypt and sells parts at the track. But he called me up and like the next day or something. He's like, oh my God, I just want to tell you, like, that interview was so cool, like, blah, blah. And I was like, well, did you watch the other ones? And he was like, no, I just watched this one and I had to call you. I'm like, oh, okay. But that was sweet, like, it was nice to hear that,
Definitely.
So that was pretty cool. And they liked his answers, and they, thought it was unique. And Scott's got a lot of stories, and you've had him on the podcast, before, so and but yeah, it is intimidating them guys a little bit because I've never done this before, and they've done it a lot of times. So, but they do it is nice, like because they kind of like stepped over a little bit to help me out in the beginning.
Right. Oh yeah,
like what started off, which was nice. So now I'm like, all right, well, this is what I have to do. And then like even you guys, like when you went to Charlotte the other day, like watching your interviews, like I was like, all right, like it made it more like I could see it more. And then I was like, all right, I know what I have to do.
Melissa, I'm gonna tell you something real quick.
Oh God. Okay.
Don't look at us for what to do.
We're actually looking at you for what to do.
I think so. You prepare for this stuff. I go talk to people like Willie Milliken, and I'm just like, man, what are you doing over here? Do you know what you're doing over here?
Yeah, it's a fun time. But I will say, out of the interviews, how do you like? I don't know if you've ever have been able to meet Trent Ivy before that night, but
no,
Trent's a really cool dude. He's just so laid back and so I don't know. He's just fun to be around.
He was so funny. At first, I'm like, is he even here? Like, I was like, where is he? Like, because he kept disappearing out of the trailer. So I'm like trying to get his interview, and like then finally I got him, and I'm like, oh, thank God. But then you couldn't really hear it that good, and I was kind of disappointed in that. But he was funny, and he actually I don't know if you could kind of hear the story with his socks. The sock thing is a big thing with him before he races. And that was pretty funny. He was really sweet. And after we were in the bar and we're drinking, and he's like talking to me, and we're talking, and he's asking about racing, like he didn't know like where I came from. He's like, "Who are you? You're just a girl, And then we started talking about my racing, and he's like, "Wow, that's really cool. Like I didn't even expect you to be like race car driver or know anything about the sport. To be honest, I just thought you were some girl interviewing."
I may have texted him before and just like, hey, she's gonna be there. Go talk to her.
Yeah, he did tell me that. He did say, like, he was like, I didn't know who was interviewing me either. So it's funny.
That's cool.
He's a good dude. He is actually racing today. Actually, they are lining up right now to go racing at Cherokee Speedway. He is running a street stock.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that $10,000 to win race?
Yeah, 10,000 to win. He is starting 11th, so it is. They are lining up as we speak.
Awesome. Now, did you guys watch anything from the Lucas Oil this week at the I-80?
Well, I saw a little bit of it. I know Tyler Erb was on fire there for a little while.
Yeah, he was killing it. He won 2, right? He won
Yeah.
2 in a row.
Won 2 in a row.
And then Kyle Bronson won last night.
Was it Bronson? I haven't even seen who won that.
I didn't get to watch it. Obviously, I was at Bridgeport, but I did see the results. That was pretty cool. I was actually rooting for Bronson. I guess it was in Eldora, like when he was running. He was running really good there, and I was rooting for him.
Yeah, he was ripping the wall in that race. I ain't kidding you.
Yeah, but it was exciting. It was fun.
Oh, it was. It was cool.
It was cool for us to watch because we were watching him, and we were sitting going into 3 on Saturday night at Eldora, and he was just the whole right side. He reminded me of Bobby Pierce around there because he was tearing the right side of the car off.
Yeah, he was getting it all.
So, no, I was watching the Southern National Tour, our little schedule going on here. It's been pretty good. Our buddy, a couple of our buddies actually, Will Harrington's been running it, and Cody Overton is driving the Rum Runner Racing number 2 for our buddy Joey Coulter in the Schaefer's Southern National Tour this summer. That's a pretty exciting little series to watch. Have you watched any of that, Melissa? It's been on Flow Racing.
I'm trying to think. I watched. Was that the same one that just rained out the other day?
Yeah, they've had like 3
Tennessee, at the
Bulls Gap. Yep.
Bulls Gap. I was watching that, and then obviously rained out, so had it on. But so I got to see 2 seconds of that, really.
Oh yeah.
And then I guess that was it, really. I think that's all the only one I've been able to go on and watch. I haven't. It's funny. I come home from work, and to be honest, I don't really ever turn my TV on unless like somebody says, "Oh, this is on," and it reminds me. I come home and I just want to like eat dinner and go to bed.
Well, I was supposed to say that's my problem during the week. I can watch it on the weekend. I can watch racing all day long on the weekend if I'm able and home and all that stuff. But if I turn one on in the middle of the week at night or something, I'm done. I'm going to sleep right then.
It's tough too because it's so hard to find like some of these tracks. Like I hope they start doing a little bit more either on social media, just like letting the fans know, like, there's some racing like I wish I could be at, but and when you go to look it up, you don't see what the heat race results were. Like it's not on Race Monitor, so I can't look there. And so you don't know anything until the end result at the end of the night, and that kind of stinks, And I search. Like, I'm like a crazy person. I'm like Googling the name. Like, I'm in Instagram, like just to see if anybody's got a live out there. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. And so I do a lot of that. But after a while, I'm like, I get fed up, and then I'm like, okay, there's nothing. There's no somebody like an update or at the track. And there's a couple guys up here. They do a really good job of that. Like they'll like. They're crazy. They'll be like, oh, lap, this person's pulling off, this lap, flat tire, or this person just blew up, they pulled in, and they literally commentate the whole thing through Twitter, which is awesome because if you can't see it, if it's not on Flow or it's not on Dirt Track Digest or any of those. It's kind of nice because you can kind of feel what happened,
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you follow Mark of Valor on I know it's on
that
Facebook.
dude does it too.
But if you follow him, Mark of Valor, that dude, he gives you like it's in the comments normally of like where the starting lineup. He'll like post the starting lineup and then he'll do the comments up under, and he's got like literally every lap of what's going on. It's perfect. That
Mostly
dude,
Lucas Oil Racing.
I don't know how, but he is at like everywhere. Seems like so yeah, check him out. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I have to follow him.
Yeah,
I just wrote his name down.
that's how we do a lot of it. I think it must be multiple people. It's got to be multiple people. I know they got a trailer they pull when because they were at Eldor selling T-shirts and stuff.
Right.
So. It's funny. I see a lot of guys also like on Flow or whatever. They have like 3 or 4 TVs set up in the same room, and they have like all these different races on at the same time. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot concentrate on stuff like that.
I don't.
That's like too much going on for me.
That's one thing. I don't see how they afford it. That's what I don't understand. We've had this conversation way too many times on here. It's all them daggone race streaming services. I know a lot of people have been mad with MAV TV deal because that was $150 for a year, but they say it's been freezing up awful.
Oh, really?
Hasn't worked for nothing. But they did go on social media the other day and they said we appreciate everybody, blah blah blah. They're sorry but they will make it right with them, is what they said. So
good.
So
good deal.
Yeah.
Well,
now you guys. I mean, I don't know if you've touched a lot more on the iRacing, but I feel like we've been getting a lot of messages lately on the iRacing segment, and I know nothing, so.
I want to know, do you need to get your iRacing rig?
That's exactly what you need.
And enter. You got time, so just go ahead and get on that.
What day is it? I could probably borrow somebody's.
It's gonna be on Tuesday evenings. Is when we're
Tuesday evenings?
Yeah, at 8 o'clock.
I'm in.
8 o'clock.
On this Tuesday, I'm gonna be at the racetrack, but
well, it's not. It don't start till. But let's go ahead and give our full announcement here. Still got until about Friday is when I put the cutoff on there. To enter the 2021 inaugural Chicken Bone Alley Summer Shootout Series. I'm gonna pull it up real quick because we have set I guess schedule. I guess we'll call it. But it's not a schedule.
Well, you don't know where you're going to travel yet.
We don't know where we don't know which track we're going to be at, but we know. Yeah, exactly. We know which car we're going to be driving. If I
know what car I'm going to be driving because there's too many tough people in it. I'm going to drive the pace car. Can you line that up for me?
No. All right, everybody. August 3rd, which is a Tuesday night, we will be driving the Asphalt late model stock car. The following week, and the way we're going to do this, to tell everybody real quick before we get it too far into that, when we come on here on Monday nights, or when we record this on Monday nights or Sunday nights, or we'll probably still do a Monday, quick live draw. We're going to go live real quick on Monday evenings, and we're going to have tracks basically in a hat, folded up in a hat, and we're going to draw which track we're going to be racing at that week. Obviously, there's going to be asphalt week and there's going to be dirt weeks.
Yeah.
So we're going to split those up.
And probably, I would assume, it's going to be tracks like for the late model stock. It's going to be tracks that would suit the late model stock.
Right.
And so on.
Right. We're not going to be drawing like for late model stock week. There's no possibility we're going to be racing at Talladega.
No, that's not happening.
No, it's going to be short tracks geared towards late model stock.
And definitely any track that we pick is going to have a fixed iRacing setup for it.
Right. And then obviously, now dirt tracks, they're kind of all capable. All dirt cars are pretty much capable of running on all dirt tracks. So that's going to be for the dirt ones. We're just going to draw that out of hat. So week 1 will be late model stocks, asphalt. Week 2, 358 Northeast Modifieds. Well, let's be ready for those.
Yeah, she gonna kill us in them.
Third week, we will be racing the ARCA cars. And obviously, like that that will probably keep around 1 mile tracks, I guess we'll say. Maybe 3/4 mile, on up to a mile for ARCA cars. Next week on dirt, we will be running UMP modifieds. Then week 5, we will be running the 87 Cup cars. That'll be either the 87 Monte Carlo or the 1987 Thunderbird. And I will say, I'm just going to tell everybody, just to let you know, when we run stuff like the 87 Cup car, pretty much all Cup tracks are in the hat.
Right.
That just lets you know. Everything is out there. Anything's possible. Big track, little track. Ones with right turns, I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Week 6 will be the 410 sprints. We did 360 sprints in the Winter League. So we're going to move up to the 410s this year, or this season. So I'll be in the back of that one.
Both show.
Week 7, we will do the NASCAR Truck Series.
That'd be kind of like anything too, right?
Kind of like anything, yep, pretty much. They run everywhere, so
yeah,
we'll have everything.
And that'll be the last asphalt race. So we're going to probably have, that's going to be a longer race.
Yeah.
I think we need to do like we did last year.
Our asphalt finale and our dirt finale will be a longer race.
There'll be maybe 100 lappers for dirt and 150 or so, whatever, for 200 or something for the asphalt. So
yeah, or miles. We'll figure it out on asphalt to kind of keep the time where we need it to be. Put it that way.
Yeah, because
we don't necessarily need a 3-hour race.
No.
And then to round out the series, week 8 on dirt will be the super late models.
Sweet.
We ran what we run?
We won the
pro late models.
Pro late models at Charlotte last year, 100 laps.
Winter series.
I think I got lapped 3 times, I believe. Them dudes are stupid good. I don't even understand it. Whew. It don't make sense.
No, not at all. But for that series, guys, we really we want to thank all the help that we have gotten with that series, because if y'all haven't heard yet, we're paying $1,000 to the champion of this.
That's pretty good money
round. I mean,
for anything, but for sitting on in your air conditioned house.
I'm sitting in my underwear.
Well, good. I'm glad you're at your house. But yeah, that ain't bad money for anybody, especially for for iRacing. So, there's gonna be some pretty tough competition in there from the few that I know of. That's entered. So, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be an exciting competition and a little series, and not paying every week I think is better. Paying out every week is not better.
Right.
Is better. So having that kind of one payout there at the end be pretty cool. But like you say, the people that made that possible, we really appreciate that.
For sure. First off, we want to thank EMFR Performance, our buddy Earl Ramey over there. Want to thank him. Also, Grease Monkey Mooresville for all your oil change needs and more. We want to thank them as our presenting sponsors for this year. Definitely could not put up this kind of money without them. It's been big, been huge, just for our second season. And we're saying we're paying out $1,000 to the winner. We're paying all the way back through the field. Depending on how many entries we get, that's just more and farther back through the field that we're going to pay.
Yep.
Every bit of the money that is made by entries, by sponsors, everything is going right back into the pot. We ain't making no money on this. It's just all going straight to the pot. But also want to thank Palmetto Machine and Fabrication. Appreciate it, Sterling.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Northeast Auto Imports. Our buddy Derek Griffith coming on, helping us with that there.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Appreciate him. Also, Blood Eagle Racing Podcast.
Appreciate you, Tyler.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, Kel.
We appreciate y'all coming on, helping us out. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel. As always, they're going to be giving some cool prizes for this season. And our buddies up there in the Ohio area running the quad, BS Racing, coming on and helping us out this season.
Yeah, we appreciate it for sure.
Couldn't do it without any of those. So still got some spaces left. Need y'all to get your entry in as soon as possible. Email your entry to Chicken Bone Alley Podcast at gmail.com. Send us your name, your iRacing name, iRacing member number, your PayPal email that you use for that, so we can send you the entry form. It is $25 to enter. Also, send us 3 options for what card number you want. We're cutting this off at 45 entries. So, we're not going to start that many either. So, there's going to be some people going home if we got 45 entries.
Yeah, for sure.
Hate it for y'all.
I got a question.
I'm probably the one going home.
Are we going to do heat races? Or are we not? Are we going to qualify or are we not?
As of right now, especially our smaller tracks, we are going to, when the server opens, we're going to have about 15, 20 minutes of practice. It is going to be random draw heat racing.
iRacing random draw?
iRacing random draw heat racing.
Okay.
No qualifying. And then
we're going to qualify like the Northeast guys.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we will, however that takes, we'll go straight into mains, or if there's too many, we got to have a B main, and we'll run B mains after that. And then go straight into racing after that. The only time we might run qualifying, and this is going to come up just in, we're not going to know until we draw. Say we draw a super speedway, Talladega, Daytona. Probably going to run qualifying for that. If we draw a road course, probably qualify for those.
Yeah, if not, we'll leave everything tore up.
Exactly. Everybody's just going to wreck.
Yeah,
Something
for sure.
to be good.
That's going to be fun, man. That's going to be a good time. Melissa, do you know anybody locally close to you that's got a rig there that you can jump on?
I don't know.
You might have to try to figure that out. You
I'll have
got
to my luck.
Yeah, you got to jump on that and kill us. I'm sure you can, especially in the Northeast Modified. You can.
I mean, I don't think I'm not really good. I don't think I am.
I'm not either. I mean, we'll have us a little race in the back. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
It's racing all throughout the field.
Well, don't you like? I know. I didn't run the series or whatever, but I know they used to do a lot during the off season up here, and the guys would they would have like people like announcers.
Oh yeah, we got that.
Like talk to that. Oh, you do.
Oh yeah,
cool.
we this will be.
And then you have interviewers. You interview them after.
Exactly. We will be. This will be broadcast live on Soap Tires Broadcasting.
There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to ask around.
Yeah, see if you can borrow somebody. That'd be fun for sure.
Yeah. Or at least if I could get on, even be funny for one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If nothing else, if you can figure out, you can get on there and watch it, and you can get on.
Oh yeah.
It's Discord. I think yeah.
I know we're
Discord,
on Discord. Yeah. If not, you can kind of host our Facebook feed of it.
Yeah. You can just
be shared.
Be the color commentator.
Yeah, you can comment all through.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, David ran the whole thing last time. We didn't have a guy, so he was the guy because he broke his arm or he had arm surgery, shoulder surgery.
Shoulder. Yeah.
So, and then I'm trying to drive this whole time, and he's trying to talk to me.
I was pulling it. We were doing SRX stuff before SRX came along,
dude. Oof. I'm like, don't talk to me. I don't talk. You're messing me up. Don't talk to me.
There was a whole lot of
yeah.
Sterling, you still there? Hold on.
And I'm trying not to be ugly on the live thing, and he's trying. It's just, ooh.
I had to hit his mute button a lot.
It was challenging, but so you need to do that. At least do that part and get on there with us. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I could probably figure something out. I know somebody.
There you go. Well, speaking of them helping us out. They always help us out on this show. SRI Performance. Well, Melissa, what did you think? Yeah, I know you went and hung out a little bit up at SRI Performance there a few weeks ago. You were down here. What did you think of the place?
I was actually surprised at how big it was, to be honest. It was cool. We went through the back door where the shipping went through the shipping packages, and I actually had the guy there send you my shirts.
There you go.
Yeah, that works.
And then we walked all through. We talked to a bunch of people. There's a couple of people on lunch, and so we waited around to see if they would be back and whatnot. And but it was cool. I was actually shocked at all the used parts they have for sale there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea, you know.
Yeah, we took a tour there last year when we went up. We're on our way to Ohio actually, and we stopped, took a tour, and we thought the same thing. I'm like, God, there's a lot of used parts in here. So everybody out there, if you need parts for your car, you want parts straight off a Cup car, they got them.
Yeah, pit boxes. They got anything and everything up in there.
There were scales, pit boxes. I mean, a little bit of everything. It as they say, they are your one-stop shop for all things racing, and there cannot be any more truth to that statement.
Yep, no doubt. And they got the best of the best there working there. So anything you need to know or questions, they can hook you up.
Speaking of working there, our defending champion from the Winter Series is coming back to run the Summer Series in our iRacing Series. Zach Stroop going to be on our in the Summer Shootout, defending his title, I guess we'll say. He is the only Chicken Bone Alley champion so far, so he's going to be back. Trying to win him another one.
Yeah, he's going to be tough. Ain't no doubt about that. So,
for sure. But if you need him, all you got to do is call SRI. I know Kel told me the other day that he called and Zach answered the phone.
There you go. Hey. They all there, man. They all cool guys, dude. And they'll hook you up for sure with whatever you need. So definitely go check them out. And right around the corner, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
That's right. Go over there and get all your metal work that you could possibly need. Metal, plastic, whatever. They got a little bit of everything. Make them cars look pretty again, I guess we'll say. Because they can get kind of rough looking here towards this part of the season. So y'all go check them out. Give them some love. If you need anything from SRI Performance, when you go online, go to sriperformance.com, and when you fill your cart all up, all that good stuff, get all the parts you need, and at time of checkout, enter promo code CBONE10. C is in
chicken.
BONE 10. Get you 10% off at time of checkout.
Yeah, for sure. Melissa, I saw your SRI shirt. You were rocking it up there at the racetrack this weekend. So, did you have any? Is there a lot of SRI stuff going on up there, or it's kind of just moving up that way, or what?
Randy's got a bunch of guys in like New York.
Right.
So he's looking forward. He's actually going to come up to Bridgeport the 1 week that he's coming up here. We're going to go to Orange County and Williams Grove for the World of Outlaw late models. And then he's going to come over to Bridgeport. I'm going to introduce him to some people. And hopefully I get him a little bit more clients up this way.
Sweet.
in Jersey area, you know.
Cool.
But yeah, he's got some people up. He works with like Friesen and Shepard and a bunch of guys in New York, Tremont. I get like a bunch of different guys, and so it is slowly we're working on it.
That's right.
We got a plan. We got a plan.
Keep
but
it
yeah,
going.
I got the shirts. It was nice enough that they gave me a couple shirts and stuff because they know I was doing stuff with Randy and doing stuff with you guys, and it was nice to just have some material that I can actually like wear and not have to wear normal clothes, well, they're
right.
normal clothes, but you know what I mean, like promote
you
promote
feeling
them and it's cool. Like I had one shirt at Lernerville and I'm like, oh, Randy, it's too hot to wear. It was so hot up there, like it was so, you will never really catch me wearing shorts usually ever. I mean, like on a normal day off, but like I don't wear them to the track normally. But it was so god hot during the day that I like wore shorts like early and then like changed. I don't know. I just don't like wearing them. I don't know, but it was funny. And so I'm like, Jesus, Randy, now you're gonna make me wear this big t-shirt, and then it fit us. It didn't fit us, and it's hot as heck. So, like, the other days, like, we wore whatever, but, like, at least we had hats, you know? So, that was good.
Sweet.
But, yeah, so hopefully I'll get another hat so I don't have to wear the same one all the time. But,
yeah. Well, I think we might have some Chicken Bone Alley ones being made here
real
soon.
And then, but, yeah, it you know, usually go up to Super Dirt Week and stuff like that, up the big blocks. And Randy, he'll be up there for that. I'm not sure if I'm going this year or not. I haven't really figured out my schedule because I keep looking at everything. I'm like, oh my God, I want to go to this, and this. And it's like the next, like 4 weeks in a row. And I'm like, how am I supposed to take off work 4 weeks in a row?
I got to work somewhere in there.
Like, what if I got to work like 3 days and then like leave the rest of the week every
I mean, it's an option when you own the place. I mean, you know.
It is, but you also, if you're not there, you're not making money. So
yeah, that's the downside.
I got to just figure out I got to tweak my schedule a little bit because the one I'm definitely, like, obviously the Orange County, Williams Grove, like Bridgeport, I'll be at those. But so I just got to, like, figure out if I'm going to go to Port Royal the following week for Lucas Oil. And then the following week after that, I was debating on coming down there for that show, that World of Outlaw show down there in Gaffney. Just because it's Labor Day weekend and, you know, I mean, why not? But then World Finals is the following weekend, so there's so much.
Well, if you do come down here for Labor Day, you got to come to Darlington because that's
I know you're not big on asphalt, but you know it's Darlington.
Still cool.
Okay. What? And that's that's like Saturday or something.
Yeah, it'd be
Saturday or Sunday night. I can't.
Well, they got trucks too, so it's
probably Sunday night because we're off on Monday.
The Cup stuff is Sunday night. Xfinity is Saturday. And I can't remember if they're running trucks on that Saturday or they're running them on a Friday. I can't remember yet.
Well, if they're running Friday, that would be cool because I think they're running. I want to say they're running the 411 Speedway too, the late models.
Okay, yeah.
On the 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
I think it's the 5th. So that's Sunday, I believe.
I will work it all out.
I'm not sure, but exactly, I have to figure out what I want to like. Which things I really want to go to and go from there. But I got a lot like on my, like just a lot like of things I want to do. And it's like, all right, well now I just have to figure that out and what the plan is. And then I was thinking, well, if I could take 2 straight weeks off, maybe I could just fly down to North Carolina. And then if Randy's driving to the World 100, I might as well just stay the whole week and then drive up with him.
There you go.
And then just fly.
You got it planned out. You got it figured all out.
You have to though. Like you have to think about the things.
You gotta get it out. You're gonna have some people with some bushy hair by the time you take 2 weeks off. But
I know.
My roots is messed all up.
I took 2 weeks off in February when I went down to Volusia.
Wow.
Went to Bubba and Volusia. I left on that Friday night. I believe it was like the 30th or something, January 30th or something, 29th. I don't even know. And then I didn't come back till like the 15th.
Wow.
You got your own camper now, don't you?
Yeah, I got that too. So then it's like, all right, well, do I take my camper to the World 100? So do I fly back and then go, I have a camping spot because the guys I met in Lernerville said they had an extra spot for me if I wanted to go. So it's like, But I was also thinking off season, Lake Norman sounds like a cool place to keep your camper.
That is true. That is very true.
I'm glad you got it figured out.
I have nothing. I'm like debate because I want to. It's so hard because Randy obviously he offered us to stay down at his house in Charlotte, which is cool. But then I'm like, well, do I want to stay at the track though? Like I feel like the track would be so fun. Or just to have something there. Like we could always do either or go back.
Well,
and forth.
I am gonna say,
Okay.
This past time at Charlotte at the Carolina Sizzler, our buddy Andy over there with Profab Headers, they hosted a pit party every night for 3 nights in a row. Well, 2 nights, I think.
Yeah.
When I got to the track, I put it this way. When I got to the track every day and I was rolling in 2 o'clock or so, there was a lot of people just waking up.
They saw the sun come up, I believe.
Yeah, I heard a few of them said the sun was coming up when they finally went to bed.
Yeah. I mean, that's my normal. I wake up earlier than that, but my normal vacation, I feel like it's like every night is like a party and you get to meet everybody and it's just like a good time. Going to Super Dirt Weeks every year for, I don't even know, at least 7 years now, in a row, except for last year, COVID they canceled it.
Right.
But we had they ended up just not that race. They did a race every night, but it was like, I wasn't doing that. It was like ridiculous. It was a different track every night. And like they're like hours apart. And I was not, they weren't just having like the set once, because they do always have satellite shows throughout the week too.
Right.
But you're camping at one location and the main event is there. But so it's actually a really cool experience. But I mean, especially when the last time I was there, who I was with, we weren't racing, so I actually got to drink the whole week, and it's so fun, just ride around in a golf cart all day, drink, have a good time. There was one year I think I didn't even see the racetrack until Sunday, and I was up there on Monday.
Wow.
It's just but it's just the environment. It's so cool. It's so much fun. Everybody's up there that from around it, New York. There's people from Canada usually, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Everybody is up there. And I mean, I meet people all the time that, are there from other areas too, but it's a big thing up there, and, we have a lot of fun. But also, I have been up there years where I'm spotting, and I'm like, all right, well, I can't freaking drink until the end of the day. So, it was my birthday. My birthday is always during that week. So, and the one day it was my birthday, and everybody's like, oh, come on, that's not fun. You who cares? You don't have to spot. Just drink with us, And I'm like, no. I was like, listen, I'll hang out with you guys for an hour or so. I'll have a drink, but I have to spot. This is my what I'm here to do. I mean, I didn't have I wasn't obligated. I was obligated, but I wasn't obligated to do it. I was just somebody's girlfriend. It doesn't matter. I mean, how mad could they really get? But I will. It's funny. He races at Bridgeport now, too, and I will get an interview with him, and I'm gonna bring up the good spotting days, because we had a couple eventful stories with our spotting for me spotting for him, and the one was definitely, it was funny. They all got in a big fight. The whole crew is funny in the pits, and me and him were the only ones. I was the only one spotting, and he was out on the track doing his qualifying laps, and I'm telling him, what everybody else is doing ahead of him, what, where to put your right rear tire at, this is the line you want, blah, blah, blah. And somebody, the car in front of him, the lap before, hit the wall. So he was still on the track limping, and he's doing his qualifying laps. So he came in, he's holding down the button. He is effing this and effing. And it was so bad. And I'm like, he finally let go of the mic, and I'm like, oh my God, why are you complaining? You're a freaking fifth. And the top 6 locked into the show, automatically. So, and he's like, that's not, and then he's yelling back, that's not me. That's a different 51. He raced this 51 car at the time, and he's like, that's a different 51. I'm like, it's you. Shut up. Shut up. You did it. It's fine. We're good. And it was so funny, because it was just me and him, on the radios. Nobody else even came up to watch him. They were literally fighting. And it was so funny. And so then he pulls in, and they're waving him on the scales, because they got to go through the tech, because he got in, obviously, qualified in. But it was so funny. He's like, oh my God, it is me. And then his like mood like completely changed. And I'm like, see, like all you gotta do is listen to me.
That's what spotters there for. Listen to them.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I did it for years. I mean, I spotted at Orange County, which the World of Outlaw guys will be there. The late models will be there in a couple weeks. But I spot it from there, and we managed. But you know, you're only spotting if it's over. Like, I think usually it's like 200 lappers, 300 lappers.
Right.
So it is very tiring. That is like, I don't mind doing it during like, because we're allowed to do it during practice and stuff like that and all that. Just, you know, make sure your equipment is working and whatnot. But during the 200 and 300 laps, man, your voice is so gone after. Your ears hurt, because I didn't just do regular spotting. I was also the girl, like I was also the girl, but I was also the one on the receiver too. So when cautions came out, or you know, the green flag waved or whatever, like anything the track told me, I also had to repeat to him. So I'm listening to two different radios, which is very hard, which when the drivers, now they don't really allow that because they feel like drivers miss information.
Right.
But usually what happens is, and I'm sure this is in NASCAR too, when the drivers have the receiver on, it cuts out your spotter. So you don't hear your spotter anymore. You can only hear what the track's telling you. Which sometimes it's like, oh, well, they don't need to know what the heck the car 10 spots in front of them, you know, is getting yelled at for, or this and that. So it's kind of nice when the spotter can do it. But also I understand, like, you know, they do miss information. It is hard. It's definitely not easy, trust me. We had a fight one year for a spot at Orange County. Yeah, we had a fight for a spot. They said we were lapped down, which we weren't.
Wow.
We were running fifth, and if we were a lap down, we would have got the lucky dog. You know, and they never gave us a lucky dog. But I think what happened was before lap 20, everybody is allowed to be a lap down, and everybody got their lap back. But I don't think they registered us getting our lap back somehow. But it was so crazy. And but they finally gave us the 5th place finish for that event too, but it's so stressful.
Sounds
but
like
but it is a lot of fun. I enjoy spotting. I think it's definitely fun.
Cool.
But anyways, what else is going on? What else we got?
I don't know.
Anybody watch the Olympics? I'm just kidding. I was seeing if y'all was paying attention.
We're not living the Olympics. Oh, one other thing we need to bring up, I reckon. How about we talked about this on the show some last week, and it's already come to fruition. Our buddy Earl Ramey at Earl Ramey Racing Engines. We talked about it last week with Derek Ramey running the Carolina Sizzler. That's kind of was, you know, Earl hadn't done a whole lot of super late model motors. A few here and there, but not really got into it a whole lot. Well, James Rice jumped in his super late model at Florence Speedway in Kentucky and put his super late model in victory lane with Earl Ramey Racing Engine in it.
I told you, man, it wasn't going to be long.
That's pretty cool. Guys, if you were looking for a whole lot of power in your super late model, you need to give Earl Ramey a call. And we seen it firsthand. We talked about it last week. I'm going to tell you again if you didn't hear it last week. Derek Ramey sat on outside pole at the Carolina Sizzler. Brandon Overton to his inside on the pole. Man, I'm going to tell you what. When they hit the gas, Derek just gapped Brandon. I mean, just drove off from him. He had so much more power than whatever Brandon Overton had in his car. Don't get me wrong. Brandon Overton's a great driver. Brandon Overton's got the best of the best equipment right now. He is on top of his game right now. But Derek Ramey had more power than Brandon Overton had.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm going to tell you that Longhorn, both them two Longhorns, was hooked up, ready to roll that night. And obviously James Rice getting a win there in the super late model. It's always stiff competition in supers. So if he can put Earl Ramey racing engine up front, guess what? The rest of you guys can too. So get you some Earl Ramey power under your hood, and when you get that power in there, as we always say, go check him out. Get your time on the chassis dyno. Figure out whatever else you need on that car to make all the power you can make, and you're gonna be the tough one to beat.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. Good stuff, always is. And the customer service, if you will, is second to none. They're there for everybody all the time. So good group of guys to be around.
I'm gonna tell you what, Earl's golf cart's got to have 100,000 miles on it already, and it's fairly new. Cause we were sitting there at Charlotte. He's working on the car, getting everything straight on Derek's car. He kind of gets straight. All of a sudden, his phone rings. When it rings, he jumps on the golf cart, drives somebody else's car. He was like that at Bristol. He's like that at Charlotte. Crate motors second to none for sure. They put it on them at Charlotte in the crates. Just saw Jeremy Steele was leading at Cherokee there, and then something had happened to him. So I have to find out here what happened to him here in a little while. But anyway, like I said, guys, Earl Ramey's racing engine second to none. Get up there, get you some power like that. So
yeah, for sure.
That's all there is to it. Just get you some.
Go
get you some.
I'm gonna go back a little bit, and
Go
I wanted to kind of I'm gonna give a little shout out to Mr. Mackie Flood, and when we went up to Cherokee earlier in the year, Wings Etc. His Wings Etc. was not open yet there in Gaffney.
Yep.
So we went to Bowling Springs when I believe it was, right?
That's right.
Bowling Springs. Okay. So Melissa, you've been there. I wanted to kind of know and let everybody know how his restaurant was, and was it racing oriented inside? You know, the kind of whole deal there.
Oh yeah, it was cool. He actually had a lot of like pictures and old body panels and all types of stuff out on the walls, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, those guys, man, they like to drink too. We had a fun time. That's for sure. I think they stayed there. Some of the guys, they were there till like 3-4 a.m. It's like gotta. But the food, everything was good. Everybody loved everything they ate. They had the band there. They got, obviously you saw the
Dirty
video
Grass
of the guys
Souls.
singing, and yeah, it's so fun. But he was, he was walking around, he was talking to everybody, and he was just really appreciated of everybody that came out to support that event as well. And I actually think Trent Ivy was there yesterday or today eating. I saw
he probably was,
Facebook.
because he was right down the road right now he's racing at at Cherokee in the street stock.
How's he running?
Not too good. 22nd, last I saw.
Oh goodness.
I don't know what happened. but regardless, yeah, he's been up there, so that's pretty cool. I just thought it was funny when y'all were up there that Trent was the only one there who doesn't drive a Team Zero car.
Yeah, Trent don't care, but he just go wherever.
Speaking of Team Zero cars, I don't know if a lot of people saw it because it wasn't. I don't think it was I don't know where they were. It was Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Yeah. Our buddy Kyle Strickler got into the wall in the last lap and flipped his car a couple nights ago. I think it was Friday night. Rolled it.
Yeah.
And I
He's
texted him.
catching some bad luck.
Man, he I thought he would turn it around at Charlotte, because we actually talked to him. I don't remember if we talked about this last week on the show or not. Did we talk about the changes
I cannot remember.
Anyway,
Say it again.
Regardless, we talked to him at Charlotte, and I said, "Man, you look like you got the car running a little better." I said, "You finally getting it to your liking and everything?" He said, "Man," he said, "I'm gonna tell you." He said, "I figured out finally, no matter what brand of car that I'm running, it has to be comfortable to me for me to race well," which I completely understand. And everybody knows, they've talked about it in the past. Scott builds his cars, Bloomquist, builds his cars. It's kind of backwards from everybody else. Obviously, you got your gas on the right. He puts the clutch in the middle and the brake all the way to the left. So it's a little different. And Kyle said it was just messing him up. And he said also where they put the shifters in the car, it's kind of on an angle. And he said it never felt right to him. He said so he went in, did a lot of work to his car, swapped the brake and the clutch back around to, I guess you would say, the normal positions, and redid his shifter linkage and everything and put it to where it would normally be straight, as most, cars are. And he looked like he had a better feel of the car. Just looked more comfortable in it at Charlotte. But man, he cannot catch a break this year. I mean, it's just bad luck after bad luck.
Yeah. Well, that seemed like a lot of that race. Like there wasn't many cars. 5 cars finished on the lead lap.
Wow. I didn't even see that.
And yeah, and then and then he hit the pole on the almost on the outside of the track, right?
Yeah, the video
Did you see the video?
Yeah, the video I saw. I mean, it was hard to see. I just saw the one I saw anyway. With somebody in the stands that could not hold a camera straight or a phone straight to record. It was like they shaking like crazy. But anyway, the one I saw, I mean, it just looked like he went up, run the wall, got in the wall pretty heavy. And I mean, I guess that's what happened. Must have hit it, and it rolled the car over. And I texted him yesterday, asked him if he was all right and everything. He said, yeah, knocked the wind out of me pretty bad. I asked him about the car. He said, man, we broke the rear end and bent the rear clip in it. Man, he cannot catch a break this year.
No, he cannot. But you know what? Things only get better the harder you try. And, I feel like he's got a lot of determination to get back on it. So I think he'll do fine. He'll figure out the kinks. And it does take a time when you switch frames and stuff. He's been in 3 different frames now.
Oh yeah, this year.
So I mean, it's so your driving style does change. They're different. Even up here we have different frames, and it's the same thing. Like they do feel different, and but he'll get a go at it.
What
I have faith in that.
Oh yeah, he always comes around there, and it's one of them things. It's like everybody has one of those years. I know I have before. I mean, it's just like you can do everything right one year and you don't change a thing, and then all of a sudden you start the next year and it's just like, what am I doing wrong? And just everything's going wrong. And unfortunately, I think that's one of his year because.
But it sucks because he actually had a really good start to the year. He actually had a lot of highs, but also a lot of lows. Well, I mean, he was fat. I mean, Bristol, that's what, 6 pounds light or 4 pounds light. Like,
yeah. I
mean, he was so fast. I mean, he would have won. And then ended up flipping. If he wasn't light, he probably would have won that race.
Yeah.
I mean, but, that's pretty cool. Like you said, a track record basically. And then he won in the modified there too. He did really good down in Florida. I mean, he did he did chop his finger off too down there too. So
yeah.
He had a lot of good and bad luck this year, I felt like, but maybe things will come around. And I told Randy, Randy, you need to buy him sage and just go like,
just start waving it around the car.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta get the bad vibes away.
We're going to weld a horseshoe in there.
I mean, hey, anything's possible.
Yes, horses do eat hay. Yes, you're right. Oh, good deal. What else we got this week? Anything?
I think that's it for me. How about you, Melissa?
How about the Olympics?
I mean, the only thing I could think of is Tim McCready flying to Charlotte. I mean, he flew back and drove.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week. That was pretty cool. He got in there and jumped in there like typical Tim McCready.
I feel like that was that
too.
race just happened. It didn't even seem like it was a week ago, but yeah, it was.
I do too. No, that was cool though. He jumped in there as he always does, and in typical Tim McCready fashion, drove it. I think he come from 8th in the race and drove it up to 2nd. Yeah. And he didn't have anything for Brandon Overton, but I don't think anybody hardly has this year except for this weekend.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think, I mostly follow like the World of Outlaw stuff, but Lucas Oil here and there. And but because World of Outlaws just comes up closer to me more often. So if I can get on, go to a race, I will. But Ryan Gustin, I think he got a top 10 yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's been not doing bad. He hasn't got that win yet, but he's getting there.
He definitely
he
is.
looks pretty good. Yeah.
I will say, last night at Scriven, former guest on our show, Ross Bales took the win last night there. He was checked out on them pretty good. Which he's always good at that track, I guess, because it's Georgia, but I guess it's one of the closer tracks that he's run before, so he checked out on. But I will say, our buddy Will Harrington, he's coming a long way in this super program because he ran crates forever, won championships, the Crate Racing USA championships, and with the late model. Decided to build his own super late model this year. He was driving for David Poole. That car was actually in the race last night and it looked bad. So I guess it was a good thing he started his own super program. And he came from, I can't remember, it was like 8th or 9th, and drove it up to 3rd, I want to say. Regardless, he was flying. I texted him, I was like, man, that thing looked fast. If he could have got a good late race restart, he might have had something right there with Ross Bales, but regardless, he looked great out there.
That's awesome. So, yeah, he's been doing really good too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jeremy Steele earlier, he said led the first 10 laps riding around half throttle or less until it finally ran hot. Too hot. Oh. Had to pull off to keep from hurting the new motor. So they're having a major issue with running hot. I don't know.
Yeah, he's had it all year long.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
He cannot figure out. He has changed everything on that car, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
With it running hot. I mean, they have changed water pumps. They've changed radiators. He's the only super late model I've ever seen with holes drilled in the nose trying to get air in the radiator.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never seen that. And they got holes drilled in the nose on a late model. I'm like, God. I don't know. I hope he figures that out because that boy is fast. He's fast everywhere he goes, and he's just had terrible overheating problems last 3-4 months.
Yeah. You guys will be happy about this. When the World of Outlaws is coming up here for the Orange County, Williams Grove, they're going to Sharon Speedway Saturday, but Bridgeport Speedway is actually having the ULMS late models up at Bridgeport. So that will be the first time the late models has hit the track. So that should be really interesting and cool. So that's why Randy's coming to that. So it'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
I think Rick Eckert is coming, gonna race that. I don't know I'm assuming you've heard of him.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I know he's gonna go to Bridgeport. He said too. And we'll see who else decides to show up too. A lot of the guys that aren't in the points, sometimes they'll go try something else.
Well, I was just say, that daggone ULMS series, our buddy Max Blair has been putting it on.
Yeah, he's gonna. I believe he's gonna be there too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if he does anything like he's done the rest of the year, he's probably gonna show up and show out because he just won another one this past weekend.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm excited for them to come to Bridgeport. Get some late model racing up in Jersey.
Well, Melissa will be on duty that weekend for sure.
I will. Oh my God. And Randy will be here, so I'll have somebody hold my camera.
There you go. There you go. Here, Randy, hold my camera. Oh, good deal, guys. Well, Melissa, we appreciate you coming and hanging out with us this week on the show here. But we want to thank everybody, as always, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, our buddy Randy King, RK Motorsports Consulting, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Forward Bite apparel, guys. If you hadn't, if you ain't got you none yet, go online to Forward Bite apparel and get you some Forward Bite gear. Cool stuff made by racers for racers. Just cool everyday wear. To show that you're a racer and love racing. Good folk too, and I will say, our buddy, Choo Choo, Coltrane Vanderheiden, they decided they want to take the restrictor plate off. They want to run the A class with the guys with the 600 micro sprint, and blew the motor. First race out with it.
Dang.
But they said if any time this was the best time, they had planned to pull the motor out anyway, and it was going to the motor builder, and they were putting their other motor in the car this week anyway. So I guess this time was better than any. So they put on there. They've already got new motor back in the car, and it's ready to ride. So I'll go check out some Forward Bite. Also, Checkered. It is the online social media for racing. You check it out just online. There's it's not only an app anymore, it is a web page. So you can go to Checkered, CHCKRD. Too fast for vowels. That's what he told us. So y'all go check out Checkered. Get on there. It's all racing all the time. We don't have to hear about Aunt Wanda's cat and all that stuff, So y'all go check it out. We good to go, Sterling?
I believe so, man. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Have a good week.
Melissa, did you enjoy it?
I'm gonna go eat some grub.
Some grub.
And hopefully I'll see you. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Well, for sure, we appreciate it. We enjoyed it.
You'll see me on Facebook Live on Tuesday.
There we go. All right, guys. Well, we will see y'all next week.
Later.